Hello, I'm Mark LaFrance, and I am the drummer, and I get to sing some great Eagle tunes. I'm Don Henley, and I think a couple of the other singers of the band as well. Yeah, it's just really excited about doing this project. And I don't know, I think probably my favorite Eagle song would be Desperado. Just because it's got a lot of sentimental kind of. And I just love Don Henley's voice so much, he's got such a great articulation, pitch, and character. It's really pretty exciting. I remember the first moment I heard the Eagles would have been, I was already in a band called Crocus, so I was already in a recording act, and I heard, God, there's this singing drummer, and I've always been a singing drummer, so it was kind of like a moment in time where you're going, it justified what I was doing. So many people, either you drum or you sing. You got to do one or pick one or the other. And I started drumming and singing at the same time. So seeing him was like a real inspiration. I think the audience would experience, obviously going back in time if they came out around the time when you were hip to that kind of music. But I think, there's just such depth in the material. They're almost like, the Beatles are always like that band that you think about in that way. Well, the Eagles for me is probably, pretty close up there as well, I mean, of course, the Beatles are kind of in their own kind of thing, but they're definitely in the top leagues, right? So. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to pick with the Eagles. Everything's so great, but definitely the melodies and the songs are so strong and have so much depth. Yes, I actually did a gig with Brent and I actually did a gig with Don Felder, where we got to play Hotel California and a couple of Eagle tunes with him. So that was a pretty big rush. And several years back, I have a record company, so I was at a conference at MEDEM, and I was one of 100 people that got to see Don Henley live in a room, only 100 people, and I was like right at the front. And so I got to see the master at work. He was just singing, he didn't drum on this particular show, and it's funny because he didn't say a word between songs, except for at one point he said, 30 years ago, I was here with the Eagles, La Pizza. Best pizza in the world. And of course, that was my favorite pizza. I always talk about La Pizza in southern France, so it was like I had that connection with this guy in that weird way, but it was cool. I think it's amazing, the musicianship, just all the players, couldn't have picked better players. Everybody's fits perfectly in their niche to make the show very, very memorable. Just fantastic players, and of course the organization is I'm very impressed with the way it's all being put together. So it's great to be part of an organization that really looks to do quality and pulls out all the stops to make sure that it's going to be done right. No, I'm just loving the whole experience and can't wait to learn more tunes and contribute to the show in whatever possible way I can. I think that's pretty much sums it up.